Hi everybody, I'm back. It's Danielle Nicole, the Grand Stylist, talking to hairdressers and really any service provider who's interested in elevating the customer experience, raise their income by using the tips, tricks, and techniques that I've collected over 30 years in this industry and really learning the proper way to deal with customers. Now, as I told you last week, today we were going to be focusing on the body senses and how we can actually elevate the customer experience by being sensitive to how we can delight those senses. And I'm going to ask you a series of questions. And as I ask you these questions, I want you to think about not only the answer to the question, but I want you to think about the feeling that came over you when you had the experience. How did it make you feel inside? And I even want you to include it down below in the comments. Please do me a favor, and when you recollect what those feelings were, share your story with me, and I think we're going to get a really good conversation going here. So I do have some notes because I think they're super important. So the first question is, have you ever been just say chilling in a recliner, just really relaxed, maybe with your head back, and maybe you had your eyes closed, and I don't know, you were just really feeling good, and then out of nowhere, someone comes right up to your face and screams in your ear at the top of their lungs. Think about the feeling, think about the memory, and what you felt like in that moment. All right. Have you ever dealt with a close talker? You're sensitive about your personal space, you don't really know this person very well, and they just won't sort of get out of your personal space, and you just keep backing up and they just keep coming forward and you're feeling more and more. How do you feel? Put it in the comments. Have you ever had a feeling on a hot summer day after maybe the holiday where people throw eggs at a house and you smell rotten eggs baking in the sun? What was that like? Have you ever hugged someone who wasn't aware of their own strength and they hugged you so tight that it felt like they were going to crush every bone in your body? What was that like? Have you ever went to take a glass of milk and realized that it was way past expired and it was sour and rotten? Okay, I can't wait to hear what memories you came into your mind when you recollected those experiences. I think we've all had them. So you get not only the memory, but you get a feeling with that memory. I'm sure you would agree. That is the exact same feelings our guests have in the hair salon or in any service related business when we are not sensitive at all to the body senses. And in a hair salon, it would play out a little differently. Let's start with the sense of touch. So we go up to the client, we introduce ourselves, and we put out our hand to shake it. We do a firm handshake, right? But we don't crush their hand. That's gonna be the first thing that already it's like strike one, they're kind of clueless. And then we go to the shampoo bowl and maybe we use really kind of cold water, or maybe we use super hot water and they get burned, or maybe we're scratching their head with our long nails and we're not doing the right kind of massage and kind of watching their facial expressions to make sure that they're comfortable and that we're not rubbing too hard, or just making sure that they're feeling good. Because every client, they may not know the difference between a good haircut and an amazing haircut, but they definitely know the difference between a horrible shampoo and a great one. So again, just something to keep in mind in delighting the sense of touch. How about sound? When you go into a hair salon and the music is blaring, do you know that there are certain, there was a study done about baby boomers and people that have a lot of money in certain age groups like baby Generation X or baby boomers. They don't like loud music and they're not going to pay money to spend time in an environment with loud blaring music. And when you're going to a hair salon and you're trying to have an experience, it's supposed to be relaxing. You're trying to kind of chill out, and that's the last thing. People shouting across the salon, "Hey, so-and-so!" Totally inappropriate. Letting the phone just ring and ring and ring, and nobody's answering the phone. People are just tensing up, and it's sort of ruining the entire experience for them. Another thing that's really important is even our conversation. Not just like if we're talking too loud or talking too soft, annoying them because they can't hear us and maybe they have a hearing aid. you gotta be paying attention to even what you're talking about, because there's some things that are just super unpleasant to hear about when you're coming to a place to feel better when you leave, not worse. Keeping those things in mind, really tapping in to our client, and if they're feeling or acting in any way uncomfortable, we need to adjust to make sure that they're feeling good and having a nice time with us. Here's a touchy one, but it's important. The sense of smell. Now let's face it, we are all working in close proximity to people. Are we making sure that we're conscious of oral and body hygiene? When you're working in the beauty industry, there is no option on daily bathing before you're going to be interacting with clients. I have worked with people that thought they were so cute they didn't need to shower, and they could just maybe wear a little more deodorant or wear a whole bunch of cologne. I'm here to tell you, nothing takes the place of soap and water daily. Your boss may not tell you this, but guess what? You just won't have a job, because clients are going to call the owner and they're going to complain. And you may think, but that color was beautiful, her haircut was fabulous. But if you don't smell right, they're not coming back. I even interviewed someone from my spa department on both occasions for her first and second interview. She was not hired by me because she smelled both times of fried, greasy food. And I knew that if she was going to be touching clients in the treatment room, they were going to be having a horrible experience, and that was going to be the only thing they were thinking about is, why is someone taking care of my skin or doing a body treatment on me and they smell like onion rings? Like, it doesn't work. So we have to think about things like that. How about sight? Well, there's certain things that should be obvious. What about our own personal appearance? Do we look like we're in the industry? Meaning, did we even do our own hair? Did we have makeup on? You know, what the things that go along with beauty. And what about the salon? Is it clean? Is the decor tastefully done? Is things somewhat organized? Do people, sometimes it's even best to have some kind of a dress code, because the clients deserve to be able to come in and see who even works there. Who can they maybe bring their questions to or whatever. But if it's just kind of all over the place and people are dressed kind of crazy or sloppy, or they look like they rolled out of bed, wore to work what they slept in, it's not a good look at all. And people are affected by what they see. And what they see in the first 2-3 seconds when they walk in, that impression starts before we've even had a chance to even say the greeting. So that's important. We have to keep that in mind, delighting their sense of sight. And the other thing is taste. Now, we may not be a restaurant, but people do, especially in this day and age, expect to have some sort of a refreshment when they go into a place to have a service done. So have some options. Have a bowl of candy at the front desk, have some chocolate or something sitting around, have a variety of drinks to offer them. Make sure that we're serving them filtered water, not tap water, and that it's very cold. Make sure that we have some other things, whether it be coffee or tea, and that they're, quality products, that maybe some lemonade or iced tea in the summer. Think about it. All of those 5 senses being delighted on each and every visit. Everybody down the street and around the corner is not thinking about that. And those details are what make the difference. Keep that in mind. The details make the difference. The reason you're able to charge twice as much for your service as the place around the corner is because they don't care about the details. They don't care about delighting the senses. And you know what comes behind all of those little details is cultivating, being interested and caring about serving to the highest level. You got to care about people, because at the end of the day, this may be the beauty industry, but first and foremost, it's the people industry. And knowing how to delight people's senses is part of doing an amazing job at what we do, no matter what our haircut's like, because we won't have anybody to do a haircut on if we're doing a bunch of annoying things that kind of make people cringe when it comes to their senses. I really hope that this information was helpful to you. I have spent 3 decades gathering up this information and tens of thousands of dollars learning it and putting it into practice, and it really has impacted my income, and I want it to impact yours as well. And I want to know what your thoughts are, if this was helpful. If you like this video, please push like it and share it with your friends. And I would love it if you would subscribe, because that way you'll get notified if you push the notification button every time I have new content. And as you can imagine, doing hair as long as I have, I am full of content, be it that working hair professional myself, but also as a salon owner. So I love making these videos for you and creating content that's going to increase your income. So stay with me and be ready to see me next week when I have fresh new information for you to keep elevating your income so that you can free up more of your time working smarter and not harder. For today, I'm the Grand Stylist. I'm signing off.